Hi guys, how are you doing? You're welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you are most welcome. My name is Chichi for short, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for always coming back. You are just the absolute best. Today guys, I'm going to be showing the pattern drafting for this beautiful girly yet elegant and classy dress. This dress, it looks so simple. Like if you look at it at one look, you might feel okay, this is just an ordinary pleated or gathered dress. No, it is not. It looks so simple on the outside, but by the time you get to the cutting table, you will know that it is not as easy as you thought. And that is why I've taken it upon myself to get the job done and just bring it to you at no cost. And that being said, I'm going to be showing you all you need to get done to get the perfect pattern drafting for this beautiful girly dress done. But before we proceed guys, my analytics has revealed a secret to me, and guess what? That many non-subscribers get to watch my videos. Like I have more non-subscribers watching my videos. Guys, what did I do to you guys? As you watch, it doesn't cost you anything. Like just click on that red subscribe button, please. That is all I am asking for. It costs you absolutely nothing to subscribe. Thank you guys, and please don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, because like I have no doubt that this video, it is going to be very helpful to you guys. And please put up your post notification bell to get notified whenever I put up a new video. And here is the pattern paper I will be using for this pattern drafting. First of all, I'll be getting the dress length for this particular dress, and the length I want to use is 40 inches plus the seam allowance. This is because I want it just a little bit above the knee, but if you want it like let's say 2 inches 3 inches above the knee, you can use between 36 to 38 inches. But for me, I do not want it that short, and that's why I'm using 40 inches, so total length. And next, I'm going to be imputing all the vertical measurements all the way from the shoulder down to the dress length. And we already know what the vertical measurements are. We have the armhole measurements, we have the breast point, we have the under bust, the half waist, shoulder to the hip, and of course the dress length. And I'm going to be doing the same thing to this other side of the pattern paper, just to give me a straight and accurate lines when I am marking. It is advisable you mark out all your points just like so that it makes it easier for you to know exactly where to mark each point as you proceed. So the next thing to do is to mark out the shoulder measurement divided by 2. So the shoulder here is 15 divided by 2, which is 7.5. So this is the shoulder measurement of 7.5 all the way to the armhole length. So we have here the shoulder measurement, and after which I carve out the armhole shape just like this. Now that I'm done with the armhole and the shoulder, the next thing is to get the breast point measurement divided by 2 plus half an inch. Okay, so this is what I'm going to be marking out all the way from the up to the dress length point. So the breast point is 7 inches divided by 2, which is 3.5 plus half, that is 4 inches. So this is the 4 inches I'm marking all the way from the shoulder to the dress length point. And then I join with a straight line all the way from the shoulder down to the lower part of the dress. So next, at the under bust measurement, at the under bust area, I'm going to be marking half an inch between the breast point line. This is half an inch, that is at the under bust, that is for the dart measurement. So I have a total of 1 inch dart measurements. Next, I will join from the under bust to the breast point, and from the under bust all the way down, and this is how you go about that. So from the under bust to the breast point, forming a triangle just like this, and from the under bust as well, forming a longer triangle at the lower part all the way to somewhere say 2 to 3 inches above the hip. So this is what you have by the time you mark out your dart measurements. And next, I'm going to be imputing all the horizontal measurement, that is the complete body circumference measurement divided by 4 plus the seam allowance. That is the bust divided by 4. So this is the exact bust divided by 4, the under bust band divided by 4, the waist divided by 4, then the hip divided by 4 as well. After this, I'm going to be adding the seam allowances, and at the under bust, remember we are going to be taking out this dart allowance, so we'll include it for the under bust. So this is the seam allowance I'm adding all the way from the bust to the hip area. With the desired shape now marked out, the next thing is to join all the points together to get the exact shape of the body. Like I would always say, in case you do not have a curve rule, please do not put yourself under any unnecessary pressure. You can always use your free hand to get your perfect curve. And at the lower part, I curve downwards just like this, just like your basic bodies. So this is what we have, guys. I'm sure you know that by what you can see at this point, this is a basic fitted dress pattern drafting. So you have to get your basic fitted dress pattern before we proceed to the style in question. So next, I'm going to be marking out the neckline area. I'm sorry, this cut off. Let me push it down so that you can see clearly what I'm marking out. So I'm marking out the neckline area. So I'm using 3 inches for the neckline width and then 3.5 for the depth of the neckline. So I have 3 inches by 3.5 for the depth and the width of the neckline. So this is the neckline mark out. So this is our front pattern we have here before we proceed to the main thing. But before we go that, I'll be using this pattern to cut the back pattern, okay? I'm not going to be cutting the back pattern on a separate pattern paper. So at this point, we're going to be drafting out the pleated area of the dress. This is what I'm going to be doing to this pattern at this side. And to get that done, I'm going to be extending all the points outward this way. Okay, I'm not going to be cutting out the exact fitted pattern like we have. So I'm going to be marking out from the center fold. I'm going to be marking 15 inches all the way from the center point. So from the center point to this point you see me marking, it is 15 inches I'm going to be marking. Then coming to the hip area downwards, I'm not going to be using the exact 15 because you know that this is like it's wider at the lower part, like a flare or a free dress, like it is freer at the lower part. So I'm going to be adding some inches to the measurement from the hip all the way down so that it looks wider at the lower part to give us that flesh or that more free or freer look at the lower part. So I'm going to be adding 1 inch as I proceed all the way from the hip to the dress length. So I'm going to be joining all the points all the way from the shoulder down to the dress length. You can see at the lower part is a bit outward like this. Can you see that how it's giving us? It's not all the way, it's not straight all the way down. So this is what the new shape should give us. And coming over to the shoulder slant, I'm going to be extending the shoulder slant to the 15 inches I marked from the center fold. So this is extension of the shoulder slant. I'm going to be cutting out the neckline area just like this. So this is the neckline area cut out. Then I cut along the dart area as well. Please watch carefully so that you see how I cut along the parts or the points just like this, especially at this dart area. Can you see how I'm going about that? So this is the only cutout you should have. This is what you are going to be taking out. And then you come to the shoulder and cut along the shoulder slant, and then you cut along your extension just like this. Can you see? This is what you should have. Don't cut along the basic fitted pattern drafting, okay? So this is what we have for the front pattern. And like I said earlier, I'm going to be using this to cut the back pattern. The only difference between the back pattern and the front pattern is that I'm going to be adding the zipper allowance for the back. Okay, I'm going to be adding the zipper allowance, and then the neckline of the back is going to be higher than that of the front. So this is basically the only difference between the front and the back pattern. You remember that this dress has a band. So I'm going to be giving us some explanation before I proceed into the band. So we have 2 parts for this side. That's for the front side, we have 2 of these, okay, and also for the back we have 2 of these. Then for this center fold, it's placed on fold. As you can see, this for the front is placed on fold, and for the back we'll be having 2 of this. So to know the exact length of band to cut, as you can see right from the picture, the band is just by the sides of the dress, not on the center. I am going to be subtracting the total of the center front and the center back from the total waist circumference, okay? So the total waist circumference is 32, and whatever the total of the center front and the back gives me, I'm going to be subtracting it from the total waist circumference, and then whatever I have left, I divide it into the 4 sides of the dress. And whatever I get is what I'm going to be using for the length of the band. That's for the length. Then for the width of the band, I'm using 4.5 inches. With that being said, I can go ahead to cut out my band, and this is what my band looks like. So let me just show you briefly what it should look like by the time you stitch. This is what you can see what the band is doing. It's just covering just the sides of the dress, not the center fold. Can you see that, guys? And so guys, I believe that this video has been very impactful, and if that is the case, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and please do not forget to subscribe if you are one of those non-subscriber viewers. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.